the subject. Alright. Well, all I can say is welcome to Makeshift Garage. My son came up with that name. It's really cool. Hopefully it trends. Hopefully you guys like it, but that's what I'm sticking with. That's going to be my brand unless I come up with something better. But Makeshift Garage. Makeshift Garage. Alright. So basically what I'm doing is, in previous videos I didn't know what the name of my garage would be called or what I would put on YouTube. I just started making a bunch of videos. I'm at a point now that in my LS build or my LS swap K5, now I didn't build the motor was running when I bought it, only had 160,000 miles on it. 6.0, come out of an 02 Silverado 2500 with a 4L80E behind it. However, cleaned the engine up, got it painted. As you can see, I'll show you right here in the picture. Nice and clean, got it all painted. Got a set of headers from Sheffield Headers out of Fort Smith, Arkansas, which is right in my neck of the woods. I actually live in Rogers, Arkansas. Now, didn't do a video of me rebuilding the transfer case or the transmission, but what I have done is I've done the rebuild. I'm going to stick with the 4L80E. Show you here, 4L80E transmission. Completely rebuilt it. I did it myself. Thanks to Hiram Gutierrez on YouTube. Has great videos. I got to give a shout out to that guy. I'm a subscriber to him. I haven't talked to him, but he's very informative in his videos. So what I got going on now is I'm going to put the original transmission back on the motor, install that in my truck. There'll be some fabrication and movement of cross members, and I'm going to make the original transfer case that come out of my K5 Blazer, which is a MP208 transfer case. I've looked everywhere and come find out that the MP241C transmission that is era between the 89 and 90 model Suburbans and the Tahoes is very rare, very hard to find. I didn't want to purchase a brand new one because they're somewhere between $17,000 and $2,000. In my transfer case rebuild, got some pros and some cons. The main pro is it only cost me $200 to completely rebuild the transfer case. The kit was $100, and I bought a new input gear to accept the output shaft of the 4L80 transmission for just under $100. Took me about 3 hours to tear it apart, clean it, and do a complete rebuild. And that's sitting over on my other toolbox over here, just on the other side of the motor. You can see it sitting there. And the cons are is without having to do a lot of fabrication work and trying to come up with putting a reluctor ring on it for the digital speedometer or the VSS sensor switch, I didn't go that route. Luckily, on the 4L80E transmission, you have two VSS sensors, and I actually got a lower unit in the 4L80E transmission with a reluctor ring, fairly cheap from local transmission shop as I was rebuilding it. So what I'm going to do is use the reluctor ring, and I'm going to program my ECM BCM for two-wheel drive versus a four-wheel drive. Now, in theory, it'll run in two-wheel high and four-wheel high, but when I go into four-wheel low, it'll actually force the transmission to shift prematurely, and theoretically I should be able to manually shift. And how often am I going to go into four-wheel low? I don't really plan on going into four-wheel low. I mean, I'd have to be really out in the mud and thick of it. Who knows? I may do that eventually. I don't know. So, with that being said though, it'll bolt right up. That transfer case will bolt right up. I'm actually going to use the original adapter that come with the transmission that was connected to the MP231, which was original to the O2 drivetrain. Now the reason why I didn't use that transfer case is because it is a driver's side drop for the drive shaft, where the MP230, the MP208 is a passenger drop, just like the MP241C in the era of 89 and 90 Chevrolets, which had a solid front axle. Those transfer cases were a passenger side drop for your drive shaft as well. Anyways, enough talking for now. I'm going to start taking these components. I'm going to set them on the floor. I'm going to assemble the transmission and the motor and transfer case. And I'm actually going to put it in the truck and start mocking it up so that I can do my exhaust, do my fuel lines, and my motor mount. One of the things that I'm going to try to do that most other folks, I don't know if other folks are doing it or not. I want to keep the air conditioner compressor in the original location on the motor configuration. I'm actually going to use the accessory brackets original to the 2002 Chevy truck. We're just going to see what kind of problems I run into and what fixes I can come up with so that I can maintain and keep it there. And stay tuned. We're going to get there. Long, hard days. I'll do a video eventually of my transmission build, but all it's going to be is a bunch of pictures of assembly. I'm not going to have any detailed information. Like I said, if you're interested in rebuilding your own transmission, I would highly recommend going to see Harold Gutierrez on YouTube. Like I said, that guy's got great detailed information in rebuilding transmissions. I'm so glad he was out there. Typically, this transmission would have cost me about $1,800 for rebuild, and most everybody I talked to said that they wouldn't do a bench build. It would actually have to be in the vehicle so they could remove it, reinstall it, so that they could guarantee it and put a warranty on it. $1,800 is a ton of money. I'm on a budget. With this particular transmission, I've got right at $800. Now, a lot of that is because I had to buy a lot of new internal parts. The transmission overheated, creating shift problems in the lower section of the transmission, causing all of it to actually burn up. So I had to replace a lot of the reverse and lower drum in the transmission, and a lot of bushings. Before it's all said and done, torque converter to tail shaft, $800 cash. I did it myself. Really wasn't that complicated. And having a good instructional video and paperwork in front of me, and being able to put in the shift kits and everything for the shift improvements and the flow of transmission fluid through the unit is actually pretty easy. All the information is simple. I recommend, if you've got time to do it and you're on a budget, rebuild it. So at least that's what I did. Works for me.